How's it going, Taurus community? Now you know who it is. It's all Tigress with a special story for this wonderful frequency. First off, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your patience as I navigate this story between the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything in between. Now, with that being said, that this is a safe and sacred space where I call in the angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy to come on in and be the protectors of all the positive messages that are gonna come out. Now, with that being said, this is not love tarot. What this channel is built around is self-empowerment. And what that means is building our stepping stones to getting closer to our soul being, which helps align us with a higher energy. So let's get started with the vibe, Taurus. I'm already feeling it. I am feeling it. Oh my goodness. There's anger. Lots of anger here. You have tied something to your energy that you think, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But somehow there's something here you've personally tied to your energy that you think makes you feel better. But boo-boos. Whatever it is, it's actually doing the quite opposite. It could actually be increasing your irritability and your anger as well. You have blocked yourself off with this lack of confidence energy as well. There's something here that's on your mind. A desire. Somehow you feel it's unattainable due to past choices. You go back and forth in your mind about whatever this is, obsessing over the outcome of everything that has happened so far. And this right here is part of what's draining your confidence when it comes to thinking about pursuing other things. This stress could be tied to health issues as well. Just know that yes, this channel is for entertainment purposes, but there are studies out. You go talk to a health professional, they can confirm that long periods of prolonged stress release certain hormones into our body, which can wreak havoc in different areas of our body. For an example, when I get overly stressed out about things that I feel like I have no control over, things that I can't change in that immediate moment, my alopecia will happen and I will have hair fall out and I will have bald spots. And it will take months for any hair to appear there. And it makes me stress out even more in a sense. So you have to be careful with stress. Again, always seek medical professional advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes. So what I also feel for this Taurus energy is I really feel like the anger that you have right now is actually something that is covering up a fear for you. I think this fear is based out of this Taurus knowing what they need to do. And before anything ends, there's an ancestor that came in and they just want you to know, Taurus, that you are not weak. You are more capable than you know. End quote. And this one is from the divine. It's time to start taking care of yourself, Taurus. It is time to start making those moves for yourself. And it starts with acknowledging that you need to take care of yourself. I don't know if you've caught my short stories, but Taurus and Libra came out. Fun fact, they're both have the planet Venus that represents them. But it's some harsh stuff that was happening in the short story. So I don't know if I'm still picking up that same Taurus and what's happening. But just know a lot of things come back to self-care, caring about ourselves, taking the time to care about ourselves instead of trying to run from a past that we no longer have control of, a past that we hang on to past the bitter ending, a past that we wish that there was more fairness in it. If you are really residing with that, go check out my new moon in Aries and full moon interpretation, because this is feeding into the energies of this month. Don't feel like you're out on your own. We're all facing some social kind of issues, stuff that we've had in our communities. It's just we're all going to face it a little bit differently. So let's get started with the introduction for Taurus. Ancestors, ancestors, ancestors. What is it that needs to come out for the Taurus frequency? Something we're not seeing right away. Manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. What is this desire? What is the root of the desire? Not just the person that you've tied to it, but what is the root of the desire? The person, whatever the thing, the business place, the exact whatever, is just the image that you're using. What is the root of this desire? You got to ask yourself that and be clear in what you're asking for. Because sometimes when we get muddled up with only one type of expectation, only one type of way of thinking that we are going to obtain it, we get disappointed and we close ourselves up from the other ways that we can attain that same thing. It's just a little different. And right here I have no, it's not the right time. This is something that you're seeing. You know that there's something that we need to say no to. The time for it could already be past. Maybe it's something that you're growing out of. Let's see what it has to do with. Ooh. Has to do with the honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. It could have to do with something that you thought you once loved, something that you thought you once cared for, something again that you're basing this desire off of. But I have this no in the middle. We have to see around the image. All right, what else needs to come out? It's done. It is done. By this coming out like that, especially at odds ends, I mean, sometimes I'd say you're not seeing that you need to give this time, but I'm feeling like it's done. It's over. It's no. No, it's past this bitter end. Now, I do think everything is in divine timing, and it is time to let this flow. It's time to accept. It's time to accept, and let's develop from there in a sense. What else is it that needs to come out? What are the last few cards for the Taurus energy? I feel like you're confused. You're confused on if you can create some movement with this challenge. Maybe get to a destination that makes you feel like you have more stability. We have Taurus. I have Virgo. I analyze. And Capricorn is I use. You know, all of these energies represent a very big part of us. Even if we are not a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo, again, these are all a part of the houses that govern different parts of us. But right here, it's really asking you to reach into the power of your earthy self. And that could be even asking you to maybe Take a break from the challenges. Give yourself a little bit of time to ground yourself out somewhere. Maybe it's going into nature. A lot of times nature's really good for everyone, but you need time to slow down. Woohoo! Let's see. You know what? I find it interesting that you have honeymoon here in reverse, but you have vacation here in upright. Because both of them have to do with somebody else. That's what it is. It isn't just about yourself here. This, whatever it is that you're holding on to, has to do with somebody else, Taurus. You may deny it, but your emotions are supplying it by you're not able to move forward emotionally. That's what I'm getting. So this is why it keeps coming up. In a sense, it's almost like you can't get away from it, kind of thing. You've been presented with a challenge that you don't know how to let go or how to move past. What needs to come out for the present, ancestors? Yeah, there's no getting around this. This has to do with the partnership. This is something that you really wanted. Maybe you didn't give yourself permission to go for this type of partnership, whether it's with a person, place, or a thing. I don't know, maybe with the honeymoon in this reverse, maybe there is something else that you were pursuing here. Something else that you were doing and you realized something too late. It could be something like that too. But whatever it is that you keep going and reflecting on, you really focus how. Usually with the Two of Cups, let me show you. Usually with the Two of Cups in the traditional tarot, it depicts two people who are eye to eye level with each other, coming in with their own cups, almost like an equal exchange. Even though they're dressed in different kind of clothing, it's still an equal eye to eye exchange here. But with this Two of Cups, I have the two, what I want to almost call them is like tulips, these little cups here that are looking in opposite directions. Do you notice how they're not eye to eye either? One is higher and one is lower. There's something here that either whatever it is in this past, you could have felt lower from whatever, or you could have always felt like your visions were in two different directions. Maybe this is why you never pursued it. Maybe both of whatever this was too busy. I'm not sure what else needs to come out. So I have this Knight of Swords. You really go around this in your mind. You really felt like you lost out. Now that you're looking back, now that you're sitting with some of the choices that you've made, now that you've been on the trajectory with whatever it was that you chose, you are feeling like you chose wrong. And this is very, very upsetting to you. Oh my goodness. You chose wrong. You don't know how to change it. Definitely you're facing some kind of depression with this. And I have this King of Wands. There's that rage. There's that combativeness. You could be an angry drunk. Or you can find yourself getting angry when you go out with others. And you don't know what's setting you off. You don't know why you're so irritable. I think it's when you look around and you're reflecting what everything got you. And I feel like if I sit there the way Taurus sits in this energy, it's really sad. It's like I made my choices. I chose wrong. And now the world is passing me by and there's nothing I can do about it type of feeling. And it's that feeling so vulnerably, feeling so like vulnerably stuck, like you're just vulnerable in this spot and there's nothing you can do. I feel like this is a part of the fear that's covered up by the anger. That's a lot, Taurus. That is a lot. Hold on. Alright, what is it that needs to come out for the present? So, I feel like you've made a career out of wherever you're at now, doing whatever routine that you've been in. It's definitely something that you've gotten used to. You're definitely... What I feel like is you feel like the odd man out somehow. With this Nine of Wands. Something... It's just, you don't resonate in where you're at. It feels awkward. It doesn't feel like home. Even though it could be supposed to be because you've worked so hard to get here. This is the fruits of your labor. But this fruits of your labor doesn't feel like home. It's not where you want to be. And it is a part of the direct challenges that are coming up for you that are hard to face. What else needs to come out for the present? The Chariot. That movement. Now we have the Four of Cups. I don't know. What are you wishing for here? It's almost a little dark. I'm not going to lie. I kind of don't want to put out there. But there's something that you're wishing for in a sense. It's a little dark. Something that would be out of your control, in a sense. I'm not sure, but I'm told to go for a clarity card for this Four of Cups, excuse me. Could have something to do with the car. I have the Lovers here. Gemini energy. Right there on top of this Two of Cups. Oh man, Taurus, I can't make this up. If y'all think that I'm trying to pull cards out, cards are marked or anything, nothing is marked. These are all just regular cards. There is just nothing that I'm pulling out here. I'm going to show this because I even trip out. I'm not going to lie. See, nothing's marked. I'll even flip it this way too. Let me show you. Nothing. Because there's sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I'll take this detour that when I'm editing videos, I will go back and I will watch some of these cards fall out and just fascination how some of these cards come out. Like seriously, I can't make this up that this has to do with another. It's just, it has to do with this other in this past, and it has to do with where you're at now. And it's just, you can't let it go. You can't get over it. You wish something will happen so that you could be set free. And that's the little dark morbid thing that I'm talking about. But you be careful with that. You be very careful with that type of thinking, Taurus. This is a warning to you. Because when you start to put focus into somebody else's frequency, even if they're annoying you, even if you've outgrown them, even if you're tired of them, even if you just wish that they would go away, when you start to put ill will, ill intentions, ill kind of things focused into that frequency, just know the divine knows what you're doing. Your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, they all know what you're doing. And you asking for a can of whoop butt, because all of that could get reflected back onto you. Why? Because whatever we focus on, we're like a magnet. We're going to start attracting it. And say that person's doing their own thing, and whatever you're focusing on, the divine does not have that in their timing for them. It's not a part of their lessons. But you're going to call that into you, and you're going to end up facing it. So be careful. Whatever that little morbid, little tiny thing that you're focusing on, you got to clean that up. You got to hit it with love, light, and compassion, if that's what you want to receive. But you're stuck. You stuck. You feel stuck. You feel like you don't have an option here. You stuck. You feel like you messed up so much in this past that there's no future. You don't even know how to look up and ask for help. And I think that that's what you need the most right now, Taurus. You need to look up and you need to ask for help. You need to surrender yourself. This moment, this past, the worries of the future, of feeling like you're losing everything. You need to surrender that to the divine. And you need to understand that the game isn't over for you yet. You're just getting ready to go off on a side adventure, or maybe it's the actual quest that you need to get on. You've just been delaying it for a bit. I'm not sure. Let's go one more card though. What is the last card for the present for the Taurus frequency? What is it that needs to come out? Lands right on the earth sign, the honeymoon, and the challenges. This 9 of Pentacles. Oh, we went from an 8 of Pentacles into confused to a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Hearing bankruptcy. I'm hearing a loss. I'm hearing, what I see is just like a field of dirt here. I don't think a Taurus knows what to do when they look at a clean slate. And I say that specifically for that reason. Because you see it as like a desolate desert. Like you see it as going on forever with no kind of green, no kind of home, no kind of nothing around. That's what I get. Just this endless dirt, and it's not even desert dirt. What I get is it's like a field that's been freshly tilled. They're preparing it for the next season, this new season of planting, I should say. That's what I see. But you, Taurus, view it as a desert. That's part of the fear. Is you don't see it as a whole new clean slate. Something fresh to start with. Oh, my goodness. Definitely that is something that holds you back. I don't think you really want to be out on your own either. I think that one bothers you too. I really think you would like somebody to be with you, a part of this journey, helping you. But you don't realize that the biggest support that you can have comes from yourself and comes from that alignment, again, with that higher power. That higher power will take you through thick and thin. We're friends. You know, these so-called partners who turn to exes, who turn to old jobs, you know, old co-workers that no longer you talk to. All that stuff, it comes and it goes. But your alignment with the divine is always there. It is always there. You know, one of the things that I do when I'm cleansing the cards, I'll share this with you, is I always thank the divine. I always thank the divine for having patience with me, always waiting for me, and never giving up on me, even though there were plenty of moments in my life that I was giving up on myself. More than once. More than once. The divine has always been there just waiting and just waiting for me. So don't think that your luck has ran out with the divine. Even like I say, when I cleanse these cards and I ask for the ill will, ill intentions to be cut out by the angels of protection and to be returned back to the sender, I don't do it, you know, times 10 or whatever that sender sent me. No, you just take back, you know, whatever. I don't give a crap about it, but I send it in love, light, and compassion. Why? Because I want the sender to know that the divine is always there. They're always there when you are ready. And this is the biggest thing here, Taurus. No matter what those things you were doing, what has been happening, what has happened, you still got the divine there. Whew. Let's go into this block here. Oh my goodness. I was not planning for this to be this intense, but your short story with Libra was this intense. I'm not gonna lie, y'all are facing some intense energy this time around. So we're doing things a little bit different, kind of like what I did with Gemini. We're going to do an oracle card deck for the block. Just know that the divine is in this shadow side with you. This divine has orchestrated lessons for you that are not, and I repeat, that are not too hard for you, to where you're not going to succeed, to where you can't learn. Remember, divine does not have it out for you. If anything, it's there to help teach you. It's there to help guide you, to help make you better. It's not going to spoon feed you every lesson. So, angels of protection, help protect me and the Taurus frequency as we go through the block. What is it that needs to come out for the block? Biggest thing right here, right now, is mindfulness. And that comes out over here, like I said, when it comes to that little morbid thought that you're having. Instead of, you know, thinking about those little revengeful thoughts, or that, oh, I hope, you know, if something like this will happen, I'll be free kind of thing. How can we be mindful of it? How can we be mindful of that moment? Because when we think thoughts like that, they keep us in that frequency. Mindfulness is being able to navigate yourself in the present moment. You are angry, you are bitter because of things that have happened in the past. You are also angry and bitter because of the fears that you hold for your future. How can you be mindful when those feelings that reflect those emotions that you are not sure of yet, how can you be mindful of it and open to exploring the root of some of these emotions, instead of just wanting to feed into this negative dark energy? All right. This is so fitting. You don't feel like you have the willpower, Taurus. I feel like it comes down to whatever this other situation has to do with. I'm gonna be straight up, Taurus. wherever you're at is like, let's see. I'm trying to think of something that is a really, really good example around here. I guess we can go with this kind of concept. So you have this past thing that's on your mind. This past thing, we'll say, is about this size. Takes up a good portion of your noggin there, of what's on your mind. Where you're at, whatever it's with, only takes up a very small portion. It's because your focus, again, isn't in this present moment. Your focus is hanging on to that bitter ending in this past here, and this is the thing that's got you on defense. A lot of times with Cancer and Scorpio is they can get a hold of something with these claws, and what they do is they can put themselves in much more danger because they choose to hold on for too long, opposed to just letting go when it's time to let go. There's something here you need to let go of. You need to see that you have this willpower. I don't know which way you're gonna teeter-totter here. I don't know, but there's something that needs to give. There is definitely something that needs to give, and you need to take control of something. And you're not taking control of something to make it work out for you. You're taking control of something to start taking care of you. That's what I feel like right there. Destiny. Then we have growth energy. Karmic justice here. Whatever this past is, it's like the monkey on your back. It's the monkey on your back that keeps dancing around with the key that you need. You know, you can't seem to quite get it. The thing is, whatever happened in this past that you keep looking at over here, because this is your focus, everything kind of draws back to this past situation that you can't let go. I feel like something that, what I hear is that it really enthralled you. It lit up a part of you that nothing else has ever done before. I feel like with this growth of energy here, what could have been a part of this lesson that you're not seeing, this is why you're blocked, is this was supposed to be like a moon energy. This was supposed to help give birth to something. This birth to something could have been a new way of going about your next moves to your destiny, about even what you want for your destiny, what you deserve for your destiny, where you actually belong and where your destiny's at, kind of thing. Whatever it is, this again may have not even been something for you to hold on to, but merely something to impregnate you with a different way of seeing things, different ideas, different knowings kind of sensation. And it's tied to a karmic justice. There could have been something that you grew up in that a long time ago, Taurus, you said that you weren't going to repeat that. You weren't going to do that. You weren't going to be like that. Well, you got faced with something that matched that energy that energy of something that you may have hoped, may have wished, maybe thought it was a fantasy that was out there, and you got to graze it. Not graze of like out there grazing in the field. I mean like when something grazes past you very briefly, very quickly. You got to experience it, and you didn't know it. You didn't know whatever this was actually existed. Holy moly. But it's a part of it. It's a part of this big lesson for yourself. It's a part of what you set out to do a long time ago before you got derailed. But I don't even think you got derailed. I just think that you've put yourself on delay, dragging your feet through something. With that fear of thinking when you do something different, there's nothing or no one that's going to be around, instead of seeing it as an opportunity to grow something different, to attract something more, something that isn't just something that you're going to, just walk right by for a mere moment, something that you can only view at a distance, something that's there with you in a sense. Whew. What else needs to come out for the block? Creativity. Whatever, this is beautiful. Whatever it was with this other thing, let it be the muse. I think I'm saying that right. The muse. Let it be the inspiration towards the things that you're going to create. Let whatever it is that you're feeling in here, because it's a big something in here, let it push you forward into how you want to weave your web in life for the future things. Even how you want to, say, work on a project. You haven't known how to do the creativity of something new. Bam. You have this emotional charged energy that can be put out through creativity. You're going to find a way that you can express all these feelings that you feel in an organic way. And I don't know what's going to happen, but again, you're like a big magnet. There's something here that you could possibly attract to. Let's see. Something. Yeah. What have we talked about? I don't know why I'm whispering, but what have we talked about? Something that you're at odds ends with and you don't want to see. Where is it? Overcome fear. When you have nothing to lose, you have nothing to fear. What do I mean? Well, if we go a bit morbid, since we've been talking a little bit about something going on here, morbid. A lot of people fear death. They fear death because they feel like it's the end of things. Whereas death is the transformation of something. It may be the ending for it right here in this moment now, but it is a beginning for it somewhere else. And a lot of times we fear losing certain relationships, certain areas that we've been at for some time. And we can't see how starting somewhere different could be just as bountiful, because what it is we're moving away from everything that was once our comfort zone into something totally new that we have no idea what it is, in a sense, where it's going to go, what it's going to produce. But you never know until you try. And everything will be as bad as you want to think it's going to be. I'll just tell you that. I'll tell you that right now, because your thoughts can convince you of so much. But you got to be careful, because when you're not sound in yourself, those thoughts could run awry up in here. You know, I talk about that in that new moon, full moon interpretation, the good ego versus the bad ego, and how the bad ego keeps us closed off from those new opportunities, the new ways of going, but also getting to our path, purpose, or even our destiny. So I mean, you don't understand. Your block is you don't understand what had happened, why this had happened, whatever that came into your life for that little bit. But again, it was here. It was here to impregnate you with something different, new thoughts, new ideas. It was there to show you something different. What you thought was all one way, it was meant to show you that what you do desire, what you have wished for, that was out there, is actually there. Whew. Whew. Oh my goodness, Taurus. Whew. All in due time. All in due time, but you got to take care of yourself first, boo-boo. You got to learn how to listen to yourself. You got to learn how to believe in yourself. I feel like when you can express your emotions through this creativity, you're going to unlock something in you. I don't know what it is, but what I see is a vision of like influx energy coming from this heart chakra. And I see a Taurus just like taking this energy in, but also understanding how it's an exchange, how we go with giving energy as well. All right, so we made it to the conclusion, Taurus. So divine and universal energy, what is it that needs to come out for the conclusion for Taurus energy? Well, this comes on to the destiny, the challenges as well. Motivation. Motivation. You have to be your motivation sometimes. There are times when you just set that alarm, even though you don't have the motivation, but you still get up and you still do it. There are plenty of times I've been working out for 10 years. About 50% to 75% of my workouts I don't want to do, but about 50% through that workout, I'm happy. Sometimes it takes to only having a fourth of the workout left, and then I finally get happy. But no matter what, by the end of my workout, I am super happy I did it. Sometimes you find motivation by sticking to the routine of where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're trying to develop. Don't think that the motivation is going to come naturally. No, you have to create that motivation, especially if you're getting ready to face your fears. What else needs to come out? All right, you need to be careful with this, I feel like. Yes, get some rest, but do not get depressed. You can't help it. A lot of times, how can we go about depression? Again, this is all for entertainment purposes. Please consult a health professional. This is just my opinion. But when I face my depression, I find that, again, making myself be motivated, making myself get up for the day, not giving myself a choice to go crawl back into my bed, to go spend the day there, even though it looks like it would be so much rewarding some days than others. But I'll tell you what, every time that I stay keeping myself motivated by working out, by doing these readings, by cleaning something, by cooking something, by taking my dog for a walk or doing some public training with my dog. I keep at it to keep motivated so that by the time I get back to my bed at like 10 o'clock at night, I feel good. I feel like I achieved a purpose, opposed to many a times before that where I'm more stressed, I am down, I can't get past of because I've spent all day in bed and I didn't give myself a chance to experience life. For that day, I only gave myself a chance to experience my depression. So just remember, working through stuff like that, it's going to take you getting up and getting out and doing things for yourself. Again, please consult a healthcare professional. All right, so 4 more cards. What else needs to come out for the Taurus community? I've been telling you, Taurus. Been telling you. Why? Because I love you. I do. And I care about you. Your ancestors, your guides, your angels, divine and universal energy, they hear you. They feel you. And they want to help you. It is time. It is time to heal from this past. Whatever this unattainable past that you felt like, it's really unfair in the end. It's time to have that courage to heal from it. We have that solar plexus energy, the things that, make you procrastinate, the insecurities that you feel from this, the lack of control that you felt like you had at that time, and the low self-esteem that you gained afterwards. It's time to confront that. It's time to confront that again with that motivation, that self-discipline, getting out there and enjoying the world, experiencing other parts of the world is definitely going to feed into that personal power that you have and that confidence, but as well as creating a joy of being able to wake up again and being able to experience life again. And not always dreading that you're waking up just to think about the past, all your mistakes. That's not what life's about. Divine doesn't want you to relive your past every day. Just know that. That's why it gives you a brand new day every day. Like I said, the divine's here. Heavenly signs. Don't mistake it as a coincidence, Taurus. Do not mistake it as a coincidence. The divine wants to help you retire out this past. It's ready for you to go. It's ready for you to find where you are meant to reside, where you're meant to be, where you're meant to go, who you're meant to be with, what businesses, that you're meant to explore, whatever it is that you desire. All right. Looks like this is going to be the last card here. This lands on that willpower and overcome the fear. Changing your mind. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to do something different, to think differently, to see things differently. Excuse me. I always suggest going and seeking professional mental health advice, whether with a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, a church mentor, a church counselor, whoever it is, a family member who's very spiritually evolved kind of mentor. The mentor is somebody who's leading a direction that is in love, light, and compassion. But I always suggest seeking out counseling and stuff, because I know it took me seeking out those type of means, those type of tools, in order to process stuff, in order to see from different views, because I only had the one view. And one of the things that my therapist would tell me when I was going through my healing is, you know, because I would always focus on everything that would go wrong, or everything that could go wrong, is she would say, well, what about everything that can go right? You can focus on everything that can go right just as much as you can focus on everything that could go wrong. But Taurus, I feel like whatever the exact image is, you over here wanting, would say, an apple. You want everything to turn out how this apple was. The apple of your eye. I like that. But what happens if at the end, when you get to your destiny, you find out that that apple just merely helped you open yourself up to exploring other things? Because you know what? You was already exploring oranges. You've had oranges for so long. So what happens if in that exploration that apple opens you up to, maybe in the long run, you're going to enjoy something totally different. It just took something else opening you up to something new kind of thing. Don't forget that your past is not meant for you to live every day. The divine is not here to punish you. The divine is not that guy who's over there got the fishing pole and that dollar bill, like, oh, you almost got it. Oh. You know, no, that's not the divine. The divine don't play like that. The dark energies play like that. The devil plays like that. That negative stuff plays like that. But the divine don't play like that. It don't need to get down like that, because it resides in the truth. And this is what is always needed for us, especially when we're getting really connected to our soul being, is discovering what our inner truths are. All right, Taurus. I'm going to leave it at that, because I could ramble on still for like, yeah, no, don't get me started. Anywho, don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming in. And don't forget to have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.